am coming, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you as always for being here. I appreciate you stopping by on this wonderful afternoon that it is for me and whatever it is for you as well over there. Hope that you're having a great morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it is. Let's go ahead and move on to the second side of Recycled with Nectar. Of course, we did the first half and now finishing it up, the other side of the cookie, full bite. Let's go ahead and get into it. I was trying to think, like, sometimes I like doing random special things, and I was like, oh, recycled. Let me go grab my recycling bin and bring it in here. I don't want to bring trash in here. I was like, what if I get the bin and stock it somewhere? But that would just be more trouble than it's worth. So anyways, thank you as always for joining me here. Thank you for listening to the music alongside with me. As you know, well, you should know by now, obviously, but part 1 got blocked. That's cool. So I had to edit that. So obviously, part 2 gonna be edited as well. So you can just listen to the full thing on Patreon if you want. Otherwise, let's go ahead and get into it. Here we go. This part is made up of 4 different subtitles entitled Sao Paulo Sunrise, Costa del Sol, Marvelous Moses, and It's All Over. So let's go ahead and dive into it. Here we go. Is that choir again? I love the way the piano came through. Going somewhere. Yes. Oh, those big sounds of synth. And just as the title implies, it's all over. Nectar's Recycled album complete. Listen, play through. How did you enjoy it? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let's specifically stay on the topic of the second side of the album, which I will immediately throw out. I like the second side much more than the first side. Not that I dislike the first side, but you heard my thoughts on that one. But I do think that the second side is actually much stronger, especially those first 2 tracks. Those first 2 tracks, which, you know, titles, like I said, Sao Paulo Sunrise and Costa del Sol, they give you that sunny, fun, running on the beach in a progressive rock kind of manner, kind of fun and energy. And I like that, as it doesn't necessarily go into some derivative sounds of what you would expect out of maybe tropical or sunny sounds. It's bright and fun without sounding stereotypical of like a beach or summer fun, that kind of thing. I think the band did a great job of capturing that essence in their music. Once again, I really enjoy the keyboards, the piano, the synth work. It is fantastic. The choir is a nice welcome return in the beginning, as it kind of gives us a little bit of a, not tailgate, but I don't know, an after party from the ending of the first side and how that moves over. I like how that's an element that was such a brilliant cinematic and climactic moment in the ending of the first side of the choir, and how that's brought back in the first section in the beginning of the opening of side 2 to just kind of let that energy linger as you flip the record over. That was fantastic. The singing as well, I thought, was a high point and a high mark in the first 2 tracks, or first 2 sections of this track, I should say. Just sounds very confident. Roy Albrighton on the vocals there. I think he sounds great on those sections. I think the music makes sense. I think the transitions are great and organic. Everything just comes together very, very well in those 2 parts. However, I will I will admit that when it moved into the third part, Marvelous Moses, it kind of lost me a little bit. I didn't enjoy it. Well, no. That's not the right way of saying that. I enjoyed it. The transitions were very abrupt. Very abrupt. It's like it just killed the energy from whatever it was pre-coming, and then what it went into was like, okay, it's not that I dislike what we moved into, but the way you did it just kind of Just kind of felt awkward to me, and all of a sudden, so sudden. And then that moment where it did transition to that part that was building up, there was a big, strong buildup that was happening there. I mean, intense. You could feel it. Now, even though I felt the transition into that was a little bit awkward, I did think the buildup itself sounded really cool, right? You're like, okay, where are we going? Where are you taking me? I don't know where, but it's sounding good. The journey, as long as the destination fulfills the journey, I'm cool with it. It did not. I got to admit, that was like watching someone running in a marathon and they get 10 feet away from the finish line and then they just trip. They just trip and fall and everyone passes them. That's what I kind of felt like that buildup was, because it was so cool, so intense, and then what it moved into, it completely lacked any of that energy from the buildup, and I was just like, oh, okay, I guess we're here now. And it never returned to that. It never really built off of it. That really felt like pieces kind of Frankenstein's monster sewn together. And I was just like, okay. And I didn't really love the singing in there. It felt like almost stereotypical 80s in a certain way, and not in a way that I particularly care for. Now, all of that aside, take that, let's put it in the recycle bin, yes. However, the band definitely made up for it in the final part with It's All Over, in which it feels like the soon section out of Gates of Delirium. It feels like Los Endos from Trick of the Tail. It feels like the ending of Supper's Ready. It is a great climax, a great bringing together of everything we heard previously, and just letting it all ride in this very emotive manner. Great resolution to the album. Everything I felt in that section was perfect. If these were technically songs, It's All Over would easily be my favorite track off of the album, just because of how sensational it is, how it wraps up the album, and how great everyone sounds on it. The combination of those sustained notes on the synth and the chords, giving a lot of atmosphere, and then the piano being played on top of that, I think just truly enriches everything in the movement there. The guitar playing is fantastic, especially as you hear in the very beginning and then brought back near the ending. Singing is great, it's full of feeling and emotion and passion. I mean, yeah, It's All Over was definitely, to me, the highlight and the hallmark on the album, even though it comes in at the end. It's a great ending for the album. Let's talk about some of these lyrics, though. Oh, I went too far. For Sao Paulo Sunrise, starting there. Dream away on the waves, using the money you saved. Our work is done, we'll bathe in the sun. Gonna take a trip, let's fly down to Rio. Some solitude is all that we need. Straightforward, let's take a break, relax on the beach. Don't even, let your thoughts, leave them at the mainland. Let's go ahead to the coast. And then Costa del Sol, cares cast aside, see the seas calm and wide, small isle, virgin paradise, warm smiles floating in the tides. Find some desolate place, now it's out of the way, soon through words pass by mouth, friends are crowding you out. See, the first two tracks set you up just with this sunny vacation of getting away from it all, getting away from the stress of it all, and I think that that's a great way to open up the second side of the album. Now, that stress returns in Marvelous Moses, never thought he'd get his metal boat to fly in the air. Moses did it. Wasn't Noah the one with the boat? Okay. With a string at each end, we nearly all died. When he tugged and he sighed, saying, you are the fools. Moses did it, with his hair tied to his shoes. I don't even know what the lyrics are about. Come around here, they say you've got something to hide. I've never met a man like Moses with so much time. Moses had a thought to put another hill on a mountain. Moses did it with a spoon in each hand. Come around here, they say you've got something to hide. I never met a man like Moses with so much time. Came the great day, Moses tried to drink a lake for a penny. Moses did it. Oh man, he looked heavy. He walked around all day saying, I've got so much pain. Give me a shove. Moses did it. Tourist attraction. I guess at the end, tourist attraction. Maybe it's a sideshow, and Marvelous Moses is the attraction for all the random and yet incredible feats that he performs. Okay, well, the track definitely sounded like a derelict circus. And then It's All Over. Come tomorrow, I'm going to be the one that you will follow. Your world is so upside down because it's all over now. Take the high road and you'll take the low one. See it all through those passing hours. These moments seem so inside out. It's all over now. It's all over. See me walking and hear me talking. I'll guide you through those endless ages. Your world was so upside down, but it's all over now. A feeling that you'll understand it's all over. It's finality. It's the conclusion. It's the end. It's all over. That's what it all comes down to. Let me know what you guys thought of the tracks. Well, not really the tracks, but the parts. Let me know what you thought of the whole side of this album. Do you prefer side 1 to side 2 or 2 to 1? I have a feeling most people are going to prefer side 1, but I'll see. I'm curious. I prefer side 2, barring the marvelous Moses. So let's kick him out. Otherwise, let me know what you guys thought of everything in the comments below. Thank you so much for being here. I forgot my little remote clicky thing that stops the recording. So instead of doing my usual like, hey, bye, I gotta actually walk and do the thing. So, all right, bye guys. All right, here it comes. Here's the ending. Bye.